You can't improve what you can't measure. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down each measurable step from click to close so that you can increase your revenue, increase the amount of booked calls you have on the calendar, and so that you can actually grow your business predictably so that next quarter, you know where you're going to be. And at the end of the year, you know what you have to invest in order to get said revenue amount that you want so that you can live better, you can sleep better, you can go on vacation, and you can start to actually build a business that serves you. If you don't know me already, my name is Jake. We help B2B SaaS and service companies book more qualified calls, and we spent over $50 million last year in ads solving this exact problem, which is how to grow pipeline. Few things I'm going to jump into is number one, the main problem, what I see all the time. Number two is the importance of this kind of click to close tracking. Number three is what are the metrics and how to hit them. And then number four is some takeaways that you can kind of chew on. So number one, the problem that I see is I have companies that come to us that are doing 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 million, and they have no clue how they got there. It's ridiculous. They have not a single clue on how they got there. They're mostly referral driven. They've tried cold email and they're looking to reduce their cost to acquire customers much. And the reason why that's not okay and the reason why is incredibly difficult to reduce your CAC is because you're not priced appropriately and typically you don't know what your customer is worth. And so two things there is number one, you're probably too cheap. Number two is you don't know what your customer is worth. So you actually can't invest back into the front end. The companies that we've helped grow and scale, specifically Momentum.io got acquired by Salesforce, they knew exactly every single number. They knew distribution of channels. They knew revenue by source. They knew LTV in terms of like what a customer was worth them over a 2-year, a 5-year, a 10-year period. LTV by cohort, churn by cohort, and etc. So when they came to us, they already had an idea of what ICP they wanted to go after. And so if you've been reliant on referrals and you've been reliant on kind of cold stuff that doesn't really work, it's because your message is only tailored to warm people. Warm sales process will only work for a warm customer, not a cold customer. So that's why it gets very hard to grow outside of referrals. And video for another day, but I'm going to be going over some of the numbers here. The importance is that if you just knew that I put $1 into the machine and I can get 5 out, right, in 2 years, you know what your unit economics of your business are. Therefore, it allows you to be able to scale, remove emotion, and you can sleep better at night knowing that, hey, I have investments happening in my company, and it allows me to be able to make decisions that I wouldn't have been able to make previously, like hiring, like scaling, like building infrastructure. Very simply, anything cold, doesn't matter what it is, anything cold, you have some sort of input, and that input is going to be, an email send, that's going to be an ad, a DM, it's going to be a piece of content, something like this. Now, obviously, you have to track the amount that you have here, but when it comes to DMs, it has to be every step of the process. So how many people connect with me? How many people reply? And then how many of those people who reply, how many book? And there's metrics tied to each of these stages. Okay, now for an ad, it's a little bit more complex. However, it's just click, opt in, quality, booking rates. Here's the thing that people have to understand about cold outreach and cold ads. So they're both going to a cold customer. However, with outreach, you have a list that you're filling to this and also to cold email. And that list, you should be able to get good information on, is this the right person? Is this the right title? Is this the right company? And so you don't really have to do a lot of qualifying, but you have to find out if they have intent. When somebody replies or somebody clicks, that's not pipeline. Let me be very clear. There's people that talk about, oh, I'm building pipeline. I got people to reply. No. If people are opting in, that's pipeline for sure because they're elite and they give you their name, number, email, and information. This is cold outreach. This is cold outreach. As you look at this, the problem with that is that you don't know if they have intent. So it always makes sense. Anything cold in an outreach perspective always makes sense to be like, okay, well, I have this thing for free that can solve your problem. Do you have this problem? And ideally, it should be around the problem that you solve, right? So that should be the case. You need to get intent. Now, with an ad or content, they wouldn't click and opt in unless they had the problem. So opting in for something for free that can solve the problem that you can solve, it's like, well, they have the problem. But the thing is you have to qualify because it's not a list, right? Pro and con there. I just think that from the perspective of leverage, we don't spend any time prospecting, pulling lists, and anything like this to be able to book 300 meetings a month, which I really appreciate. But it is a variance in lead quality. Is there a place in the world for cold outreach? To be honest, I don't really think so. I really think that nowadays it's gotten a lot more difficult because everybody else and their mother can do it. I do believe that maybe there might be some people that can make it work. However, it's like the only way you can make it work is if you can gauge intent and you can give them something for free, because that just always works. Okay. But let's talk about content and ads for a second. Okay. Because really it's like super simple for email. It's like, okay, I need them to be delivered. I need 30% open rate. I need a 2% click rate. I need a 5% click rate or something like this. And I need a 1% reply rate. And I need a handful of those people to book. I would say, 40, 50%. I'm not really abreast of it. We used to do it years ago. We don't do it now because we give people ads, which, by the way, if you're looking for us to fill your pipeline guaranteed or you don't pay, book a call below, grab a free report below, book a call. We just don't like this because it's a lot of work, a lot of effort, and people don't like you when they get on the call. They're like, well, how can you help me? You know what I mean? I prefer people to just come to me. And so in this case, let's talk about ads. Okay. What numbers do you need from ads? And I'll go even further because all of these have some metrics here, which after this is, show rate, which we'll talk about, offer rate, and then you have close. So we'll talk about that in a second. There's obviously numbers for each of these as well. Click to close with ads. What I'm looking for my ads, I'm looking for a 2% unique outbound click, and cost per click varies by industry, but I do like to be sub $5 cost per unique outbound click. That usually makes a lot of sense. We do have some industries that we work with that are a lot lower than this. We have some that are higher than this and they still make money. You should always be testing more ads. Every $1,000 a day that you spend on ads, you should be making 5 new creatives per day. So you're spending $5,000 per day. You should be making 25 new ads per day, and you extrapolate that over the week, over the month. That is your click. Then we go to opt-in, which is we want to drive them to a free report page, free case study, free white paper, free checklist, something like this. This is just what works. And so that opt-in rate, it's a lot of folks that come to us are like, well, I'm sending them to my website and 1% of them are clicking through. It's like, well, that's terrible. You can get 10% more. A couple of things there is like, do you have click-aways? Are there other links on the page that are not to get the thing? You need to get rid of them. Is the headline, is it set up where it's like you have headline, you have subhead, you have photo of the thing that they can get, and then a big button? And this is all above the fold. Like if I had a phone, this all needs to be above the fold where like I visibly see the button without even touching my phone, right? When I click on the ad, that needs to exist, and then having a little letter beneath. So 10%, we want to get to 10%. If you're not at 10%, keep testing this headline over and over and over and over and over until you get there. Now, next one is quality. This one's a little bit more difficult, but I would like 60 to 80% of the leads that come in to be marketing qualified. So when they get the free report or something like this, they should fill in name, number, email, and then qualifying question. This qualifying question could be annual business revenue. It could be amount of employees. It could be amount of units. It could be anything like this that's pertinent to what you do. One question is all you get, because you will clap this number if you don't. The point of this is like, what is the one question that I will need to know to be able to determine that this person is like a perfect person? A couple things there. If you're not at 60, 80%, this question has to be driving back to the ad platform, like this person's qualified, this person's not, and you should be only sending qualified people back to the ad platform. I do have a training on this. You can see it below. It's called the free API. That's one thing. That's the technical piece. The second thing is the creative piece. So your ad, when you get these clicks, your ad should be like literally saying who's it not for, and your ad headline and your ad hooks should be very specific. Hospitals with 350 beds, like, do you deal with problem? And your hook should say the same thing, and your headline should say the same thing, and then your headline of this should say the same thing. Please do me a favor and add friction in your funnel. Say who's it for, say who's it not for. If you are a hospital and you have less than 350 beds, leave this. This is not for you. But if you have more than 350 beds, this is for you. Next thing is booking rate, which, look, some differences here because we do have clients that have a really high booking rate, like some 10, 20, 25%. I'm shooting for 10 to 15. We get like, I don't know, up to 3,000 leads per month. We do have 300 of them typically book, but it's like 8 to 12%. It fluctuates, right? Here, booking rate, it's like, is your VSL good, right? Is your headline on the VSL page good? Are you doing retargeting ads, right? Do you have backend email follow-up to all the opt-ins? Did you install an SMS or a WhatsApp AI bot that communicates with your leads? Do you have an SDR calling your leads? And if you do, then do you have that SDR calling within 5 minutes when they come in? Yes or no? And then is their number burned? Yes or no? And what is the script here, right? So an SDR should be 10% connect rate, meaning they make 100 dials, they talk to 10 people, and then a 40% set rate. Of the people that I talk to that are qualified, 40% or more should be set. Now, if you're a founder calling your leads, you should be able to do a lot better than this. This is just an SDR doing it. And that's booking rate. Now, if you have these numbers, you're going to make money, but this needs to exist as well. You have show rate, which I'm aiming for B2B. I'm aiming for 75 to 80%. A couple things here is that if you do not have this, I have a training on this, but very simply, it's just like when inbound appointments are booked, do you call them and do you double dial them every day leading up into the appointment? Because if you don't connect with the prospect leading into the inbound appointment set, then you have to assume that the call is not confirmed. You have to assume that they're not going to show up. I see this being a big problem. We fix this very quickly. So when you call them, what you want to do is you want to do it on your personal phone, call them twice, text them before you call them, say, hey, this is John. We have a call soon. And then call them immediately so it says maybe John. Call them immediately, FaceTime audio, something like this, like something interesting. Get them to pick up the phone. If they don't pick up the phone, send a voice memo, send a video selfie, talking to them, whatever. You do want the automated sequences, like the auto booking sequences, email, SMS, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing. Doing more of these is not going to help you. Doing 3 leading into the meeting, doing more than that, doing less than that is not going to help you. What you want to do is you want to say that they're actually automated. You want to say, this is an automated text to confirm your appointment. Make sure you watch this video beforehand. Which, by the way, thank you, video. We script these, so if you want us to increase your show rate and help you increase your close rate by having people who know, like, and trust you and know your tool and know your service before even meeting with you, we make these videos and we also build this funnel for you. So you can grab the free report below or book a call below. But this video is like, hey, you got to make sure you watch it. So when you call, when you text, when you're leading into that appointment, make them watch this video. It's required. And you also want to share testimonials and case studies and FAQs and stuff like that. So your sales team is just prepped with somebody who knows the answers to the questions that they usually have, knows other examples of people that have already gotten the results, and also knows the program. So then they're just like, okay, ask me any question. It's amazing how these calls go. So that's on show rate. Last thing is here, when you call them, pull meetings forward. So what I mean by pull forward is if you got a call, if today's Monday and you got a call that booked on Thursday, call them, get in touch with them and say, hey, look, I got some time in the next 30 minutes. Are you opposed to doing it now? It works really well. Same day show up rate, 90%. A couple things here is offer rate. So of the people that you are talking to, how many receive a proposal? Because you want to get your close rate based off of who you offer, not just of all the calls. Because not everybody's gonna be qualified, right? So we do a 2-call setup, meaning everybody who gets to the second call, 100% of them will be offered. Right? So we have a second call set rate, which is we want that to be about 80%. Okay. If it's not 80%, then we're getting too many unqualified people into the door. It's higher than that. That's fine. But in this case, it's like, are you getting them to the second step? Are you giving them a proposal? Are you moving them through the pipeline to the final stage, which is negotiations? Then of those people, this is where you get close rate. Do not calculate close rate based off of total booked calls. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help your team. Okay. But this should be done per closer, show rate per closer, offer rate per closer, and then close rate per closer. Because you might have somebody who has a 20% offer rate, but they have a 100% close rate. No, they got to offer more people, right? Or somebody who has a 100% offer rate, but a 10% close rate, which is like you're offering too many people. So this is indicative of the close rate as well. This is super important to understand. Now, close rate is always going to be 30%. I want us to be around 30%. If you are at 30% and you need more qualified calls, we should talk, by the way. If you are at 80%, that's not something that you should brag about. In fact, you're leaving money on the table. You can probably increase your price 2.5 to 3x and get your close rate to 30% and probably make even more money with less users, less clients. Lovely thing. If you like gross margin being high and you're at 80%, turn up your price, increase your price. And if you're not at 30%, you could possibly be mispriced, too expensive. I would like to go for data here and say, okay, are people telling me that I'm mispriced? And of the people telling me I'm mispriced or I'm too expensive, are they the right fit? Because if you have a lot of people who are not the right fit saying that you're too expensive, that's perfect. That's what you need. You need friction like this. If you're below this, let's say you're at 10%. I know some of my enterprise folks may be here. That may be fine. I firmly believe that 30% is a good place to get to. And this is a sales process thing, right? So how is your script? What is it set up like? What is your sales flow? Are you giving them, pre-call information to noodle on? Do you have steps for them, homework for them in between each call if you have a multi-step close? How are you multi-threading? Things like this. I'm not a sales trainer. I'm not going to say I'm the best person in sales. We do, help folks that come in that need to sell better, just give some recommendations based off of numbers. A certain other person, I do know people. So if you want, get into our CRM and email us and say, hey, somebody that can help me with sales, like absolutely I can. But download the report below and just shoot us an email from that first email that you get. But that's not what we do. We fill pipeline. I hope this was valuable. If you have all these numbers in place, my question would be to you, if you are not scaling the way you want to scale and you have all these numbers in place, then it's really like you need to spend more money on acquisition. and that's a good place to be. If you need some of these numbers tied up, or if you don't have these numbers, it's likely that you're not where you need to be for your business. And so what we like to do is we like to guarantee qualified calls for B2B SaaS and service companies. So if that's you, download a report below or just book straight away. On that next page after you download a free report, you'll be able to watch a video on how the program works, and you'll be able to book a call. Just so you're aware, we have 14 slots available for folks each and every month because our service delivery will break after 14. It's just what it is. It resets every single month. If you are below $500,000 and you are still struggling to book more qualified calls, we can help you from a service level, but you can grab the AI Growth Funnel DIY program, which is also one of the links below. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.